The farmer's field to your kitchen table. Costs are going up across the board. Fuel and fertilizer, even seed, are just a few of the necessities that are hitting farmers hard. With this year's interest rate spike of nearly 3.75%, even the cost of getting a loan is going to be impacting farm families around the tri-states. And most farms need that capital to operate, and at about 6%, a loan is costing nearly double what it was just 2 years ago.
Farming is big business, and here in the tri-states, the cost of doing business for farmers is more expensive than we've seen in nearly 40 years.
Those input costs have all been going up, and that causes more pressure on what they may need to pay out.
Kelvin Triplett is a financial officer with Compeer Financial. He helps farmers bridge the gap with everything from short-term loans for input costs like seed and fertilizer to machinery loans and extended 20-plus year loans for farm ground. Watching the interest rate is a big part of his job.
Moving forward, will put a lot of pressure on their expenses.
New report from the University of Illinois shows in 2002, Illinois grain farmers had an average debt of about $335,000. That number had ballooned to nearly $925,000 in 2021. But everything is going up in price, including the land, up 12.7% this year, the highest jump per acre in nearly a decade. This past year, the average price per acre was $8,900, according to the USDA. And the one thing farmers need to expand and buy more land is money. That money is going to cost them more. Interest rates have gone from about 2.5% at their low to somewhere near 6% now. Higher rates mean higher costs trickling down everywhere.
We're writing bigger checks. Our grain income is bigger. It's hard to know where you're at the end of the year, you know.
John Schmidt's farm spans Adams and Hancock counties. He farms corn and soybeans, and he has cattle. He reminds me, while visiting with his banker on the day we talked to him, this isn't the first time farmers have faced adversity.
Farmers have been in this situation before with uncertainty looking forward. We live in a very uncertain world with weather and markets and everything. So, you know, it's at a heightened level now.
Schmidt tells me the past few years have been solid for most farmers in the tri-states. So the interest rate spike is just something they're navigating one day at a time. And over at Compeer Financial, Triplett says they're ready to help where they can.
Those accountants are going to be working overtime through December, trying to work out some tax strategies. Some of that involves, say, deferring some grain sales into next year, but also as far as what to do on prepayment of their 2023 inputs, maybe paying up accrued interest, but then also considering, say, some machinery purchases.
And across the country, family farms are in decline. At the peak in 1935, there were 6.8 million farms in the U.S. In 2021, there were just 2.01 million. The average size of the family farm is holding steady at 445 acres, slightly more than the 440 acres recorded in the early 1970s.